what's your top 5 favorite demonstrators? So Demonstrator pens, for those that you don't know, are clear pens. Actually, the origin of Demonstrators is they used to have, conventional fountain pens, and then the sales reps, as they would go around and visit the physical brick and mortar stores for their pens, in order to demonstrate to the sales clerks at the pen stores how the pens actually worked, they made clear versions of the pens, and many of them they even numbered and labeled the different parts of the pens to show the sales clerks how they worked, so that they could then explain it to customers as they were shopping. Demonstrators originally were not meant to be used by the public, but obviously in recent years they are something that has caught on as a whole new trend, and clear demonstrator pens are some of the more popular pens that we sell. And I think for a number of reasons, because one, it's just freaking cool to look inside and see how a pen works, and the other is that you get to see the ink inside, and that's just cool too. So, it's a fun thing for those who like colors and like to see stuff going on in their pen. Demonstrators are very popular. So, what are my 5 most favorite demonstrators? So this is really hard. I have a lot that are really, really close in there, but since you asked, I'll just go ahead and pick. Don't hold me super hard and fast to them, because I really like most demonstrators. But I'll go ahead and get into it a little bit here. So the first one that I would have to give a head nod to would be the Pilot Custom 74. Love the pen. It's I use a blue demonstrator version, but there's a clear, there's a smoke, there's orange, purple, and then the blue one it was my first gold nib pen. It's near and dear to my heart. It's also blue, which I love blue, clearly from my awesome sweater, which, by the way, I just want to show you my sweater there. My son has dubbed it Santa Jaws, so I thought that was kind of fun in there. And Pilot Custom 74, big favorite demonstrator of mine. Next one I have is the TWSBI Eco. Now, TWSBI is a number of demonstrator pens. I really like most of them. I was tempted to put 3 TWSBIs on this list, but I didn't. I limited myself to just one. I really like the Eco, and of course I'm showing you an Eco that you can't even get anymore, the turquoise, but I like it partly because, me personally, I like the round barrel on the Eco. I mean, the diamond barrel on the 580 is really cool. It is really, really cool. Me personally, I like the kind of uninterrupted, just clean round barrel look on there, especially when you watch the ink sloshing around. So that's kind of cool. The hexagonal cap, I could kind of take or leave. If I could have the straight barreled Eco with more of kind of the cap of the 580, that would be a really cool pen. That would kind of be more, yeah, that's what I want. But either way, still love the Eco. Love the nib, love just the way that the grip feels and everything. I don't need a harshly triangular grip or anything like that. All around good pen, good ink capacity, solid price, great pen. So big fan of the Eco. Keeping things real as far as the price goes, don't overcomplicate it. Just platinum preppy. This pen was one of the first pens that we carried at Goulet, first pens of any pens that we carried at Goulet. You can eyedropper convert it. You can fill it with ink. It's not super, super clear demonstrator. They've changed their design on the pen several times. I think they're going to be undergoing another one soonish. Another kind of design shift, and it's fine that they're kind of making things interesting. You can still see it in there. If it was completely clear, that's cool too. I know I've seen some of those in some of the older Noodler's bottles that used to have preppies with them. Used to have unprinted preppies that were in there. Those are pretty cool. But they do a good job with the design, and it complements the color and stuff like that. And I like the route that they went with having just the plain steel nib and then the colored accents on the pen body. As opposed to a couple of years ago, they used to have colored nibs. And, it's interesting, but it's not my flavor. So I like the route that Preppy's gone. Solid pen for a couple of dollars to be able to get a solid writing pen like that. Come on now. It's great. All right, now I'm going to jump on the further end of the pricing spectrum. So the pen that I kind of mentioned a little bit earlier in the broadcast here by Konid. This is the Konid Minimalistica, and I like this. It's a torpedo-shaped pen, which I think overall is kind of more of my favorite style of pen. Very much like Lamy 2000-esque, just that kind of cigar-y, torpedo-y with the chopped ends. kind of look. And there's so many things about this pen that I find are fascinating from like an engineering standpoint. My favorite one being the filling mechanism on this one. So I'm a big fan of having a lot of ink in the pen, if for nothing else, just to be able to see it. And then I'm a big fan of just cool, fun filling mechanisms. Like I love vacuum fillers and things like that are just interesting. And even piston fillers I'm a fan of from an engineering standpoint. So this one is kind of cool. So it has a slide piston and it has a rod in here that actually screws into the piston head, and then you can slide it down, and then you can fill the whole thing with ink. You twist it, it locks into place, and then the piston rod actually unscrews from the piston seal and goes down in place. And then it can seal up just like a vacuum filler does, or you can open it up. So it gets like the same ink capacity that a vacuum filler would, but you can draw the ink up just like a piston filler. And it's just a cool and interesting kind of thing happening in there. And it's all clear and it looks really sharp. So I'm a big fan of that. It's got a nice seal on it. It's got an O-ring inside the pen that like locks it onto the grip of the pen. Titanium clip that's got a little bit of spring to it, and you can see it's clear inside and you can see what else going on. So good job, Conant, on this one. And if we can work something out in the future, I'd be really happy to carry your minimalisticas and the bulk fillers and all that fun stuff. The other one I have, I'm embarrassed because I couldn't find it in my office. I think I have it at home. So I normally try to bring anything that I have at home to work for Q&A, and I dropped the ball on this one. So the last one I have is I'll lump it together as the Visconti Homo sapiens, but specifically the London Fog. So this was a special edition, limited edition that came out last year. It was not around long because it was super popular. It's a gorgeous pen. Yeah, it's not like a clear, 100% clear demonstrator, but you just said favorite demonstrator, so I'm taking liberty with that term. And it's a great pen. I absolutely love the aesthetics of that one, and it's got to make my list. So there you go. You may not agree with my list. You may be like, what about this pen? I'll be like, oh, I wish I thought of that pen. But anyway, these are the 5 that I thought of as I was drafting this list.